It is time once again to do what we traditionally do around this particular spot on the World Wide Web of the internet. Tell me if you get the reference. That's an obscure as hell one. Yeah, it's time for us to do that classic Wackerhoven. Well, not so much a Wackerhoven per se. That's like a sub show of the broader scope of following the batshit insane creationist nutbag that is Kent Hovind, aka Dr. Dino. In this case, we're continuing to go through his Bible study, where he's in Song of Solomon, the legendary, rather perverse, rather erotic section of the Bible. And with Hovind being a near 73-year-old man, four times divorced now, yeah, it's pretty disgusting him going through it and his commentary on stuff, both from a metaphorical standpoint and from some of the content he'll actually discuss and commentary he will make. So, without further ado, I'm going to click the magic buttons in Restream that bring up the moron in chief. Oh wait, sorry, that's not Trump. That's Hovind. He's still just as dumb. And we're going to do the classic full screen, and let's do it to it. I don't want to spend any more time on this than I have to.
At Dinosaur Adventureland at Genesis Baptist Church in Lenox, Alabama. It is December the 8th, 2025. Tonight, we'll be finishing up the book of Song of Solomon. Dead center in the Bible is...
Oh, that's it? It's over? Hooray. Also, here we go. I always got to point this out that Hovind's only ability to give anyone a clue as to where anything is in the Bible, as if you open it to the dead center and you go to Psalms.
The book of Psalms. You got Job and then Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon. Right after that, little short book, only 8 chapters. Tonight is Solomon's honeymoon. So,
Ew.
Viewer discretion advised. Parents, watch it first and then show your kids if you want them to see it, please, okay?
No comment.
On all kinds of channels. We're on Facebook, on Rumble, on X, our own app, KentHovind.tv.
We're on YouTube, even though we totally lie about it. Either Joseph's lying to Kent about it, or Kent knows and doesn't give a shit. Either way, that's going on.
On Instagram and on TikTok. Sign up for one of them. Sign up for all of them, okay? So, warning. Disturbing content. Well, not disturbing.
Yeah, it's a Kent Hovind video. It is disturbing content.
But, adult content is Solomon's honeymoon, okay? And
Yeah, let's ask a very serious question on why are any of the particulars of this necessary in this religious text if it's not a compilation of other stories and other texts that have a bigger cultural relevance than just theological ones, and it just kind of got amalgamated in there when everyone decided to make this stupid compilation that is the Bible.
he spills the beans, okay? So
Spills something else. Oh, no, wait, that was another guy, and then God smote him.
Ought to be, okay. Anyway, so you be the judge on that one.
Remember, God hates back shots.
All right, so here we are, December the 8th, Song of Solomon, chapter 7 and 8. Try to get to both of them. Special holidays coming up, Christmas. If you don't have a family to let you in for Christmas, come join ours. People come from all over the place. 60
All over the place. What place? Linux?
61% of Americans feel sad or lonely in the holiday season.
Hey, you know why? Maybe because it's full of so much artificial happy joy bullshit that the calorieless saccharine nature of it clashes heavily with the trials of modernity, combined with the fact that here in the northern hemisphere the days are shorter, so people tend to have vitamin D deficiencies and just generally don't do as well when the days are shorter. I enjoy what would be considered by most people to be miserable conditions like shortened days, crummy weather, but even I feel a little down in the dumps around this time. But you know what? I'm aware of it, and I work hard to focus on the things I enjoy. And one of the things I enjoy is ripping you a new metaphorical asshole, Kent.
Come on down here. You won't feel sad or lonely. We'll keep you so busy.
You might not feel anything anymore. You might be like that kid who drowned in my lake. And by the way, I got like 15 lakes. Some of them we stock fish in. So if you want to come fish in the same lake the little boy drowned in, go ahead. I was lifeguard 15 years, but I was on the other side of the camp, so I couldn't save him.
You can't wait to go to bed at night. Okay, go to sleep. Come join us. We feed everybody. It's our dining hall. Lots of visitors come. We'll be your family. Got cabins. I better hurry.
And look, we got Laura verifying. Yeah, she doesn't know why Song of Solomon is in the text either. You know what? Because a bunch of perverted ass people who compiled the stuff together was just like, hey, this is kind of kinky. Let's put it in there. Just maybe to see what the fuck would happen.
If you want to call about a cabin, 855 Big Dino extension 5 to reserve a cabin. Okay? Tens of thousands of visitors have come from 50 states and 84 foreign countries. Come join us. We've got stuff to do for all ages.
As opposed to the domestic countries. You know, the countries that are part of the United States. Of course, people like Kent probably think that's actually how some things work because these people don't seem to comprehend that Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
We got lots of animals, the petting zoo. Everybody goes, it's a
We got a human zoo too. Come see our tribal people. And the government doesn't let us do that down in Florida, but in Alabama it's cool.
blast around here. Probably a little chilly to swim in the lake right now.
Especially if you want to live. Is that the lake the kid drowned in, Kent? Inquiring minds want to know.
But we have 3 zip lines over the lake and 3 more zip lines not over the lake. Come on down.
And you run a 1 in 6 chance of not dying by using them.
3,000 meals a month we feed all for free.
Lies.
Come on down. We want to help get the gospel out to the world.
No, you don't. You just want money.
Let's see. Try to break a record on our record board. You're here. Get a
Fuck your record board.
certificate for breaking the record.
Fuck your certificate. Fuck your dino dollars.
Get a $7 gift certificate. That's worth something.
$7 dino dollars, Kent. Please say call it dino dollars. Be consistent, goddammit.
To somebody somewhere. And there we go. Say you broke the record.
I mean, and I'm not gonna lie. I would enjoy having one of those dino buck certificates. Okay, I would. But, you know, it's in my morbid collection of things. In the same vein that I would like ammunition casings from Waco, or that I have a piece of pavement stone from in front of where the Oxford Apartments once stood in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know, weird shit like that.
Dinosaur Adventureland. Who can put the puzzle together the fastest? Or who can shoot a rubber band the furthest? Who can sling?
What is this man's obsession with rubber band shooting? Seriously, I mean, I know he was born in the fucking 50s, but dude, there had to be more in East Peoria, Illinois, to do than shoot rubber fucking bands, dude.
A stone or a golf ball hitting Goliath. So I mentioned the other night, if you want to donate a vehicle, we got several folks here we'd like to get a vehicle for anything that runs that they can license. Someone gave us a real good deal. They paid for the donated the money for me to buy this Toyota Prius. Man, I love that thing. 335,000 miles.
I will never get over the fact that Kent Hovind, one of the most despicable Republican curs out there, is in love with a fucking Prius, a hybrid car specifically engineered from the early stages of, you know, trying to help the environment and design cars that are better than pure ICE, you know, internal combustion engine vehicles. Yeah, it's just so damn weird.
50 miles to the gallon. I like that. I taught algebra. He is greater than I.
No, you didn't. You won't prove it. Austin Sims has asked if you'd take a quiz on the stuff. When you say you will, except when someone actually asks to do things just to demonstrate this, you won't prove your credentials.
Yeah, okay.
Not even credentials, just your skills.
And our license plate, drdino.com. So come on down, join us for help us finish Noah's Ark. Especially if you have electrical or plumbing skills, come on down. We're at that stage building 7 apartments in one end of the Ark. Noah's Ark, ours is 172 feet long, 1/3 scale model. Okay, all kinds of stuff going on for the animals. What else got here?
Hey, Kent, if you start getting bored of your own goddamn presentation about your own stupid dino park and your own stupid projects, maybe you should cut your introduction down some.
In the Ark, get your name. No, there you go. Join our 777 club. See, I like what you're doing, Brother Hovind. I'm going to support you for $1 a day.
Or join the Fuck Kent Hovind Club on my end. Be like, hey, Chris, I really enjoy what you're doing. Here's a couple of shekels to keep food in your stomach. Please. The winter's cold. I do not have plenty of gold, and there's no way I'm standing in line for a loaf of bread, because bread is plentiful in America, but the currency to buy it is not. Capitalism. Not even once. But seriously, If you have the means and feel like helping the channel out, it goes a great way. I got links down below, or just like and share and all that jazz. Y'all know how YouTube works, and if you don't, uh, you'll figure it out. It's pretty easy to understand, and I guarantee anyone watching my stuff is smart enough to figure out the YouTube. So if you haven't figured it out already, you will. I guarantee it. Let's continue.
Call the secretary, call Joy right here. It's extension 1, 855 Big Dino, or Bobby, 855 Big Dino, extension 2. Somebody, 3. I'll answer, but I don't know what to do about any of that stuff. So don't talk to me. Okay. Dr. Dino.
Oh, Laura says regarding the rubber bands, he made a spiritual lesson. Of course he did, out of the rubber band thing. There's an inner surface and an outer surface, and something about the Holy Spirit guiding you. Standard fundy BS.
.com, coming up on 10 years now. April, 10 years, been open for free. Yesterday was Pearl Harbor Day. Okay, I got to go to slide number 269, enter.
Yeah. You tell fake stream on TikTok, this is not a fake stream. Tell them.
What?
Tell them you're live on TikTok.
I'm live. TikTok.
Joseph, TikTok isn't that crucial. I don't know why you morons even fucking broadcast on. I mean, I don't know why you broadcast on anything. But, dude, TikTok cannot be that lucrative of a platform for you.
What's my other option? Dead? Yeah. Okay, Song of Solomon chapter 7 only has 13 verses in it, and chapter 8 only has 14 verses in it. So they're both kind of short. Okay, chapter 7. How beautiful are thy feet with shoes.
Oh, Solomon did not enjoy the footsies uncovered. He was not into that. Boy, Solomon sucks.
O prince's daughter, the joints of thy thighs are like jewels, the work of the hands of a cunning workman. He's describing her body, okay?
No, I couldn't tell, Kent.
Navel is like a round goblet.
Hey, someone watch Hoven's arms and let's make sure he doesn't start making some weird subtle motions back and forth that you can see in the arm, because I would not be surprised if this man don't start watching his own interview during this, if you know what I mean.
I don't know if women get upset when you say that now, don't they? You got a fat belly? Never mind, okay. That wanteth not liquor. Thy belly is like a heap of wheat. Of course, to people back in those days, that sounds romantic. Today, I don't think they'd get it, okay. Thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins. Thy neck is as a tower of ivory. Thy eyes like the fish pools in Heshbon.
So, verse 3 right there. This is interesting because it's probably because I'm a guy. I don't know. It might be because I'm a straight male, but I noticed that line and I'm like, huh. The text is complimenting the symmetry of the breasts, the idea of them being identical, and a trend I've noticed is that there's variance a lot of times. I kind of think that's neat. Apparently, the cultural ethos of this particular time and this particular author was no, everything has to be identical, it has to be straight up mirror image. And that's just a subtlety that I really pick up on. Probably due to my own proclivities. Find that interesting and found it worth focusing on for even just that moment. Just that little subtle but still present thing of like, hang on a second. You saying what I think you're saying, buddy? Am I reading too deep into something that's all basically about getting it on?
By the gate of Beth Rabban. Thy nose is as the tower of Lebanon, which looketh toward Damascus. There's always been the lie that the Jews have bigger noses. No, they don't. The concept of a Jew's nose is a myth.
Jesus fucking Christ, Kent. This is coming straight out of left fucking field, dude. Oh, wait, I forgot. You because it was a Nazi thing, you're going to try to work it in.
And harmful anti-Semitic stereotype that originated in medieval Europe and was later used in Nazi propaganda.
Yeah, originated where? When? From what culture? Medieval Europe that was predominantly Christian, the prototypical Catholicism. Huh. So before evolutionism was a thing? Kent? Huh. Really? Also, let's note that while the term anti Semitism is used to refer to hatred against the Jewish diaspora, that ethnic background, technically, uh, many otherwise Arab cultures and the like, Arab ethnic backgrounds as we would think of them today, are also Semitic. Um, and the big nose stereotype actually applies to those Arab groups just as much as it can and does to uh, the Jewish diaspora as a stereotype. It's just become more prevalently related to to Jews due to World War II, due to Nazi propaganda, like the very piece of art we're seeing here. But I've seen anti-Arabic depictions of the same. Um, honestly, stemming from simple adaptation of Homo sapiens as we have populated the world to the conditions of these desert areas versus mainland Europe. It becomes exaggerated because, hey, those people are different and we don't like them because humans are innately bigoted more often than not once they have an established tribe of their own. But, Kent is going to make it into something about evolution. Watch.
Look at that. Make a big
Look at that.
nose. These Jews are evil people. This is a propaganda poster, is all it is. Okay. Here's Hitler.
Also, oh my god, he's seriously gonna focus on Hitler. Dude, I've already had enough Hitler today, and I've only watched, or listened to 2 or 3 pieces that happened to discuss World War II in any detail, and in fact, Hitler wasn't brought up at all in one of them. It was simply about the Battle of Berlin and damage that you can see today from that conflict. A fresher piece that I haven't seen before on examples. In fact, that reminds me, there's a video on the Brandenburg Gate I really need to watch. If y'all have been around other streams, y'all know how much I just absolutely adore the Brandenburg Gate. So it would be something that I really, really want to get to watching. Hence why I'm doing this stream early. Where was I at? Oh yeah. Aside from Kent bringing up our favorite failed Austrian painter, I am feeling really, really spicy in this stream. And I don't mean spicy like, check out the link in bio. I mean like I'm on fire. Like I am on a roll here, I'm having a damn good stream, which is nice given that this time last week I was moderately sick. Come on, Hovind, bring up Dolphy Boy.
Hitler's hit list. He thought the blonde-haired, blue-eyed were close to pure Aryan. You get all that?
And I mean, let's can't stop doing that shit. It's seriously fucking disturbing. You bring, blonde hair, blue eye, but that's me. Good job, Hovind. Congratulations. I already call you a Nazi every fucking day. By the way, Kent, you're a Nazi. So is the entire Republican Party and MAGA movement. So fuck all of y'all. The only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. What was I going to say? Oh, let's notice he's gone from talking about someone's articulation thousands of years ago about particular mammary gland features they enjoy to Adolf Hitler. What the fuck is going on in this man's head? I know my website, my blog goes all over the place sometimes whenever I actually write. But this is so off base in the fact that this is constantly supposed to be religious sermons. And this is where this man goes constantly. He can't just focus on his holy book of bullshit. He's got to go into this once he has an opportunity. He's obsessed.
Blonde hair, blue-eyed, Norwegian, Vorderstodetilidag. Then there was the German, then the Mediterranean, then the Slavic, half Aryan, half ape, Oriental, black Africans, mostly ape, he said, and Jews close to pure ape. That's from the Hitler movement book. This was the list Hitler was going on. Had he killed all the Jews, he would have gone after the blacks next, hated black people. Okay? They make this deal with a big nose, and it's not true. Anyway, Solomon is describing his bride.
But anyway, wow, yeah. Way to bring up elements rooted into the psychological zeitgeist that would eventually spawn the Holocaust. Try to use it to make whatever point you were trying to make there, and then just hand wave it away because, all that oppression, all that suffering, all that horror, and 6 million plus dead. All that matters to you is a point towards your particular fairy tale, which exists to actually vilify. The second half exists partly to vilify those very people who you are using the graves of for your own end. You sicken me, Hovend.
Thy hair upon thee is like carmel, and the hair of thine head like purple. The king is held in the galleries. How fair and how delightful art thou, O love, for delights. And you ought to delight in your wife, and she should delight in her husband, okay? This thy stature is like to a palm tree, and thy breasts to clusters of grapes. I said, I'll go up to the palm tree, I will take hold of the boughs thereof. Now also thy breasts shall be as clusters of the vine, and the smell of thy nose like apples. The roof of thy mouth like the best wine for my beloved, that goeth down sweetly, causing the lips of those that are asleep to speak. I am my beloved's, and his desire is toward me. By the way, you should have a desire toward your spouse, whether it be husband or wife, whichever one you are, okay? Come, my beloved.
Oh, Kent, are you saying we get a choice in the matter? Hey guys, Kent approves of both quote unquote gay marriage and people being trans. Whichever one you are. Clearly, he's establishing a choice in the matter. You can be whichever one you want. You pick. Are you the big spoon or the little spoon? Find out tonight. Film at 11. Hope you're having fun. Let's continue.
Beloved, let us go into the field. Let us lodge in the villages. Let us go get up early to the vineyards. Let us see.
Hey, Dave. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Evening from the UK. Hey-oh. And Hoven reading that is creepy. Very, very creepy.
If the vine flourish, whether the tender grape appear, and the pomegranates bud forth, there will I give thee my loves. Going to make love to his wife in the pomegranate field.
I want to make love to you, woman. Sorry, y'all didn't deserve that. My weird ass Bee Gees impersonation of Chef from South Park. Hey, give me a break. I'm feeling good for once. Let's continue, though.
The mandrakes give a smell, and at our gates are all manner of pleasant fruits, new and old, which I have laid up for thee, O my beloved. That's the end of chapter 7. Chapter 8. Oh, that thou wert as my mother, that sucked the breast of my mother. When I should find thee without, I would kiss thee, yea, I would not be despised. I would lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house, who would instruct me. That's the bride talking. I'd bring you home to my mom's house. She'd tell me what to do next, where some.
Look, if you don't know what to do next, sounds like a personal problem. I mean, I don't think anyone's had too much trouble with that.
Something risque, honey. Okay. I would cause thee to drink a spiced wine of the juice of my pomegranate. His left hand should be under
Pomegranate.
my head. His right hand should embrace me. Give her a big hug, okay? I charge you, O daughters of.
I mean, I don't really consider that a hug. It's more let me, reach under the chin, like hey, like I'm giving like a cat a scratch under the chin, like oh yeah, and then or give the wrap around. I mean, where's that hand hanging out at? I'm trying to do the gesture here, and it's like this is uncomfortable.
Of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up, nor awake my love, till he please. Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning on her beloved? I raised thee up under the apple tree. There thy mother brought thee forth. There she brought thee forth, that bare thee. Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel.
At least when I do my stupid random singing, I know it's bad by intention because I know I've got a cool voice to a lot of people, and I can make stuff work, and I can sing along with stuff, but I sadly, with my own voice, am tone deaf. It just didn't work out that way. I didn't get any training in anything. And a lot of times I like to go into one of my goofy voices. And so you end up getting me not taking anything too seriously intentionally. But I appreciate the fact that even me fucking around singing is still better than Hovind actually trying to sing.
Full is the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath the most vehement flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it.
Drowned it. He said drowned it. Can't you bumfuck backwoods retard? It's drowned. There's no D in there, you goddamn moron.
How many movies have been made, Joseph, over people fighting over a lover, killing people, and they do strange things? Okay.
Wow, could it be that that's something extremely fundamental to the human condition and society in general and our very species as social animals, to a point where it's a story that more than likely will resonate with virtually everybody?
If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would utterly be contemned. We have a sister. She hath no breasts. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for? If she be a wall,
I don't have comment. I do, but I don't. I don't know. Oh, good. My iPhone updated. I don't know why it's iOS 26 now. I thought we were on like 19 or whatever, but hey, I don't care. Tech numbering pisses me off. Still better than watching Hovind. Anyway, speaking of watching Hovind, let's continue while I stare at my iPhone and pull an old man mode of like, what'd they change this time?
we will build upon her a palace of silver. If she be a door, we will enclose her with boards of cedar. I am a wall, and my breasts like towers. Then was I in his eyes as one that found favor.
Okay, so, like, as long as the anatomy is proportional and just kind of fits, everything works out. Big, small, doesn't really matter. I've dated petite girls, and I've dated girls with assets. Just depends. And generally, the physical attraction, while, I know what I like, generally doesn't kick up high until after, if there's already, a lot of connection going on there. I just find it interesting that, if I was trying to write anything close to this as a love story that went into some of these details, it's like I still think I would come off with more genuine emotion and care for the human and mention the physical assets on the side than to focus on this in this particular way, thus showing the emotional immaturity of whomever actually wrote all of this. Of course, we're dealing with translations upon translations upon translations, and those people most certainly couldn't have been that emotionally mature in their own right, given the kinds of people who would be translating religious texts.
Solomon had a vineyard at Baal Haman. He let out the vineyard unto keepers, every one for the fruit thereof was to bring 1,000 pieces of silver. He renting it out, rental property. My vineyard, which is mine, is before me. Thou, O Solomon, must have 1,000, and those that keep the fruit thereof 200. Thou that dwellest in the gardens, the companions hearken to thy voice. Cause me to hear it. Make haste, my beloved, and be thou like a roe to a young hart upon the mountains of spices. So, chapter 7 and 8 is the third extended.
And yeah, Laura, I wasn't going to say that, but that was exactly where I thought. The quote, sister with no breast is very, very young. She needs to be protected from men. That is pretty fucking, yeah. I was giving it benefit of the doubt there, but I knew. I knew. Well, the adults don't usually read this, so they don't know it's there. Yeah, people don't read this crap. Most people don't read the Bible. They just don't. They act like they do. They act like they know what it says. They don't. And I don't give enough of a damn to read it, but I've picked up enough from watching this and from skimming where I have and seeing stuff that's been in there that's been brought up enough to know, yeah, this is what the fuck. This is a massive compilation of what the actual fuck, and I can't believe anyone takes it seriously.
Description of the bride's beauty. Through this book of Song of Solomon, he's describing how beautiful his wife is. And guys, you should do that. Compliment her looks. Women are insecure about their looks all the time, no matter how beautiful.
Hey. Judgmental fuck. Not everyone is like that. People come in all types, male and female, about their own appearance, confidence, or lack thereof. Don't just automatically presume someone isn't confident and needs this kind of constant reassurance like this. They may need something a little different of an approach than what you're prescribing as the panacea to all presumed female insecurity.
Well, they are. They want to spend an hour in front of the mirror making, fix. Why do you think they call it makeup? Makeup for they think there's a flaw. Tell them.
Oof. God damn it. I oof that because that's actually something I bring up as a concept only to describe my general dislike of women wearing excessive makeup. I rather the natural look. My ex never wore makeup. And, actually, I don't think anyone I've dated actually that wears any has ever worn any heavy makeup to any degree. They were always natural, and I just liked it that way.
They look gorgeous. Okay, you got to constantly. It's like pump up a tire that leaks. You got to keep pumping it up. Okay. Following earlier ones in Song of Solomon 4 and 6, it reflects a growing intimacy and confidence in their marriage. I think God had this book included in His holy word to show us.
He's a pervert. You're a pervert. They're all fucking perverts. And point two, that passes in Ezekiel that talks about donkey emissions and giant dicks.
It's His design to make the male attracted to the female, to fulfill His original command to be fruitful and multiply. If there was no physical attraction, this wouldn't take place. I think God did this, put this book in here. It's right and proper for the husband to love and comment on his wife's body and her beauty. You should appreciate it, okay? So the breasts are mentioned all through the Bible. Blessings of the breasts and the womb, 27 times are mentioned in the Bible, sometimes referring to the part used for animal sacrifices, the breast of the turtle dove, 7 times, sometimes for nursing babies, but 7 times just in the book of Song of Solomon is part of the essential part of attraction to normal, healthy, God-ordained sexual marital intimacy to replenish the earth. That's why God did it. Okay? Breasts are mentioned 27 times in the Bible, 7 times in Song of Solomon.
I just like to point out the funny fact that they're mentioned an odd number of times. It's like that Simpsons episode where they wind up on spring break. Homer's like, "Hey Marge, guess how many boobs I saw today? 15."
Okay. A bundle of myrrh is my well-beloved. Just in the Song of Solomon, it's in there, chapter 1, 4, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8. It's an important part. In the animal kingdom.
Another great point from Laura here. Alternatively, it could just be nice to say nice things to your partner. Her hubby and she and her hubby compliment each other all the time, both on looks and things we do for each other. That is very sweet, and that is how things should be. That's the way I think things should be. And say by should, I mean is the way I personally prefer things. I would hope anyone I take interest in or takes interest in me, like anyone does that anymore, would feel.
Males can be stimulated by females through various sensory behavior cues that trigger sexual arousal.
I don't know who's more illiterate, him or the president. Sensory and behavioral cues. And this is what you fucking wrote, Kent, or that you copied out of something, more than likely, because I don't think you can actually type.
Courtship behavior. Visual stimuli are a primary driver, as seen in birds, like the dove, where the male is attracted to specific visual cues from the female, such as posture. If the dove stands just right or moves around just right, oh wow, look at that.
Oh, and it's totally not the same in humans. Let's not get into my heavy interest in red hair. That's a particular preference for me, and the traits that tend to be associated with someone having red hair just seem to be what I enjoy. I don't know. It could be a fact that I'm just an evolved ape like every other human out there, and I share this same penchant for proclivities as all complex life tends to. I don't know, man.
She moved her nose or something, okay, or beak, which signal receptivity. In some species, auditory signals play a crucial role. For example, female birds and whales produce complex vocalizations that attract the males.
Oh, yes, and that doesn't happen with people where someone takes interest in someone possibly just because of their voice, be they someone who sings very nicely or just you like the way that they particularly talk. The voice isn't too high pitched or too low pitched. It's just in that range and with that particular cadence that just works for you. It sounds like music, just them speaking naturally. I say that from experience that one of the key factors for me liking somebody was their voice. That was just an immediate, oh wow. Can't explain it, but that's how it was.
He can hear under the water. Oh, there she's singing. She's ready. Okay. With females often preferring males who sing louder, longer, louder, or more intricately, possibly as indicators of stamina and fitness. Similarly, male mice have been observed to sing ultrasonically when they detect female urine. That turns him on. She just peed. Whoa, he's excited.
Hey, Kent, that gives an incredible amount of information on the health of whatever specimen would have just urinated. That's common with a lot of animals that have advanced senses of smell, something apes generally don't. That's diminished because of our flat ass faces. And yeah, gathering that information tells you, hey, they're in a good chance to mate. Seems like they're fertile right now. Maybe I should get on that. Kent, you grew up around hunters and such, I'm sure. I think you know a thing or two about hunting, surprisingly, just cultural upbringing. Then you know good and damn well that half of what hunting consists of is using synthetic and natural peas and estresses of all types to trick bucks into thinking there's a hot young thing somewhere that they can get it on with. Hunting literally consists of getting a bunch of deer really hot and bothered and then blowing their fucking brains out. But you know, that's a good pastime right there. Just saying.
I'm glad I'm not a mouse or a giraffe. Okay. Peacocks are stimulated by dancing with feathers extended, and the female is turned on by watching him. There are 100 different ways God designed it for the male and female to be attracted to each other so they could be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Male giraffes are stimulated by tasting her pee. Wow.
Boy, let's note that he is really, really obsessed with the whole giraffes and water sports thing. I mean, this isn't the first time he's gone through this list either. This is time number 2. That's why I titled, because I figured this would go into this direction, and sure enough, it did. Why I titled the stream the way I did, because I knew just like the previous time he went into this, he would show just how perverse he is. Now, see, he hides it by being like, "Oh, I'm just showing examples." Why? You don't need to, Kent. You don't need to give these examples with humans, but or with animals to contrast with humans. But you choose to do this because you like this shit. You're into this. That's fucking disturbing, Kent.
He's all like turned on now. She peed on his tongue. I'm glad I'm not a giraffe. Okay. As mentioned in chapter 4, this attraction to female mammary glands is unique to humans. No other animals have this attraction. The bull is not impressed or interested in or turned on by the cow's udder. Monkeys' whole hind end swells up. Male apes are impressed by, turned on by the female's swollen rear end, not her mammary glands. They're not related to humans.
Kent, this might come as a shock to you, but properly proportionate posteriors with depending on some proclivities, ample percentage of presentation being that posterior in many humans is a feature they heavily go for. It is not dissimilar at all from these presentation gestures, and the same parts of the brain fire in those apes as do humans when they see a nice butt. Let's just be very clear on that, Kent. Sorry, you can't appreciate all parts of the body like some of us can, but yeah.
Not at all, okay? Monkeys, chimpanzees, orangutans, none of them have interest in mammary
Remember, if someone says orangutan, it shows they don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about.
glands like humans do, okay? Male apes do not typically play with the female breasts as a part of mating. Presence of enlarged breasts is served as a visual cue that they're ready for female. This is stupid. You get the enlarged breasts after you're pregnant.
That is a reference to the fact that the breasts have developed, that the creature is otherwise fertile. And yes, there are size changes depending on the hormonal cycle. It's subtle in humans, but it's there. Like, that's how you know this man has no experience with women. He doesn't actually understand anything or care anything about them and has not bothered at all to listen to anything that any woman he's been around may have said. But of course, why would they say anything when they would have all grown up in this repressive hellscape to where their own bodies are sickeningly evil beasts? Hellspawn, especially during a particular time every month. Um, why would he know any of these subtle details about stuff? You know. Meanwhile, I've been in committed relationships to the point where I can keep better track of my partner's cycle than they themselves can. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, you're the alpha stud here. You're the Andrew Tate of the creationists. So ain't got none on you, Hovind. But Hovind, Pussy Slayer 9000 Kent over here.
Dumb. This whoever wrote this doesn't know what they're talking about, okay? Okay, let's see. Thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins, back in Solomon chapter 4, Song of Solomon, which feed among the lilies. So the breasts are mentioned quite a few times in the Bible. The boar is not impressed or interested in the female's 8 to 18 mammary glands.
Yeah, the bipedalism is a very good point. Humans are pretty much the only animals that made facing each other as a side effect of that. We're very specialized in some quirky little ways, but Hovind won't accept that.
Either. It seems to be only with humans. So, girls, men are visually stimulated. Please dress modestly. My dad.
Now, see, Kent, joke's on you because that outfit combination is attractive to me. This is a big warning sign, but she looks pretty. So you're not saying what you think you're saying there, buddy. Just straight up, you're not. All right. Attracting somebody visually stimulating doesn't necessarily mean showing TNA all the time. And it doesn't mean that kind of stimulation, you numbnuts. It can easily be, holy shit, that person's beautiful.
Daddy would say, if you're not in business, don't advertise. Save it for your husband, okay? There are lots of clothing out there designed to draw attention to the mammary glands. Godly women don't do that. And if a woman's trying to attract your attention because of her mammary glands, you don't want that one, okay? You find somebody that dresses modestly. He said in 1 Timothy chapter 2, in like manner that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness, which becometh women professing godliness with good works. So, guys, you want to find a woman who saves it for you and doesn't flaunt it walking through Walmart, okay? So it's mentioned a bunch of times. Song of Solomon, 8 times. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 8, 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Boy, he's really focusing on how many times breast is mentioned. It's these things that I wish these cultists had the mental capacity to pay attention to, these subtle fixations and the hypocrisy that goes along with them. I don't know. I don't know how else to phrase it. It's obvious he's your typical wannabe dude, bro, pervy old man, piece of shit. Always has been, always will be. and his hiding behind the air of decency that being some kind of preacher gives people unreasonably in this fucked up ass society we have is all just a shield for him being just a typical ass piece of shit in this regard. You know, I'm a guy. Dudes do weird shit. We think weird stuff. You know, I can't sit there and say I'm perfect on any of this shit, but it's like, I've never body slammed my wife. So I've never had a wife. I've never body slammed anyone who could be a wife. Never body slammed anybody. I'm not focusing on animal reproduction in the same way he does, and I'm not spending sermons bothering one with passages that are really irrelevant to the Bible, don't need to be in there, and are usually skipped over by most other pastors. But even if I did focus on them, I would focus on them for their cultural significance of the time and these perceptions of things, as opposed to trying to use this as some sort of divine edict on how things should be. And I certainly wouldn't be focusing on it in the same way that Hovind seems to be getting excited by all of this and seems really interested in odd things.
8 times the breasts are mentioned just in Song of Solomon. He said, in same guy, Solomon said in Proverbs, let thy fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Get married young, be faithful for life. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. No other animal in the world has the attraction that humans do. So God made it that way. Why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a stranger? So anyway, that's Song of Solomon, chapter 7 and chapter 8. So it was part of his honeymoon. That's the way God made it. Okay? All right. Any other questions there, Joseph?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can you explain why radiometric dating is so
Okay, I'm gonna ask. Do y'all want to go through the Q&A? Because it's all just the softball crap from that Hovind's answered 1,000 times over. It's his same shit, and at this stage, I am 100% certain that all of these accounts are just his cult members throwing questions in so that he can say the same crap over and over and make it not seem like he's just rambling. Do y'all want to go through it again, or are we done here? Just let me know in the chat. I'll continue for the duration until I get enough votes that say we're done.
trustworthy? It isn't. I can't explain how it is because it isn't. I've covered this many times. The radiometric, especially let's take carbon-14 as a quick example here. When the radiation from the sun strikes our atmosphere, it changes nitrogen to carbon-14, which is radioactive. You can hear it with a Geiger counter. So the Earth's atmosphere before the flood came had a crystal canopy over the top. That would block out UV light and prevent most of the formation of C14. So plants and animals living before the flood had very little C14 in their body. So we're digging them up to.
Okay, what I'm going to do, if it'll work, I'm going to jump to a higher speed. 1.75x Hovind.
Today and dating them by today's standard, which is stupid.
There we go. So I apologize if anyone watches my streams at high speed. Hovind's going to become unintelligible, but this stuff is, yeah.
There's more C14 now in the atmosphere than there was 5,000 years ago. So I covered in my video number 7 of my series, long drawn out answer, explaining how the whole thing works. It doesn't work, okay? It's a desperate attempt to try to claim the Bible is wrong because the Bible dates add up to 6,000 and they say, we know.
His understanding of carbon dating is incorrect. He has some basic principles correct, but otherwise his understanding on the methodologies and how we correct for errors and the like is completely wrong, as is standard for creationists in any kind of measurement process. But beyond what any cursory study in the subject will bring, he doesn't understand this bit of science at all.
Scientists say millions. Baloney. I'll debate them all. Bring them on. Joseph, I haven't had a debate. How long's it been now?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I'm stuck on 389.
No one fucking cares about your goddamn debates, Kent.
Come on, get over 400. You atheists. You brag about, you like to comment on my channel how wonderful evolution is. We'll call in and schedule a debate.
No, Joseph blocks everybody, so no one can comment on anything, you dumbass.
You keyboard warrior. Okay, you're still in California. No,
Keyboard warrior, old fucking pervert sitting there, divorced 4 times because you can't treat women worth a shit. Lost your goddamn compound because you fucked around and found out with the U.S. government. I can sling mud too, Kent. Piece of shit.
California for 2 days. I had enough of that. I'm back home in Lenox, Alabama. You come here. Okay, I ain't going there again. Why does for all the prophets and the law were until John? I'd have to go back and study that. I don't remember. Type in Matthew Henry commentary on that verse.
Yeah, that's the only remote thing he can do is rattle on about carbon dating, which doesn't even have anything to do with the radiometric, with anything other than relatively recently living things. It doesn't have anything to do with the age of mineral compositions or anything, of strata, of fucking anything. But it's the only thing he has slides prepared for. But he'll bring up other dating methods if he has a clue. And yeah, more unintelligible than he already, is.
See what he says about it. He was always a sharp guy back in the late 1600s. He had a commentary on the whole Bible. It's like, I got here, so all his printed volume, like 8 volumes or something, takes up this much library space. Matthew Henry commentary. I got 4,000 books in here. It's in here somewhere. Okay. Or you can just Google it online. Be the quickest. Okay, let's see. We're going to chat you about my questions on theology. I don't think you could comprehend my schedule. Okay, I get lots of phone calls,
I don't think you can comprehend my schedule. Please, Kent. We've listened to what a day in the life of Ken Hovind consists of. The occasional phone call, watching World War II documentaries, and jerking off. There's a day in the life of Kent Hovind. I'm not fucking kidding either.
the text.
Oh, and rewatching your own videos. You do that too.
6 messages a week. I got 20 people working here. I try to keep things going.
Like, I'm going to be very clear. I have never rewatched one of my own streams. I've rewatched some videos I've produced, shorter ones, because I felt a sense of pride in them. But my live streams, I have never rewatched one.
Maybe just chat about things with anybody, even me. Okay. So send your question. One question at a time. Send it in right here. We'll take them one at a time right here. Best way to do it. Okay. Tim Pike. Replying to Dr. Hovind. Thank you for what you. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Tim. Spread it around. Tell other people about it. That's all I ask.
And yes, that's the fundamental, Mapleson, how you doing, by the way. Kent won't engage in good faith. Trying to debate him only results in triggering an NPC response. Yeah, that's why I just gave up on the pursuit where it started. That combined with the fact that a certain person was involved in sort of helping be a catalyst for it, and I'm like, I ain't bothering with this shit. I'm over this shit. I'm just gonna keep on doing my own thing and fuck it.
What's your thoughts on Kirk Cameron's now teaching there is no external punishment? Is that what he teaches? I didn't know that.
Got it either. It seems like it's new teaching.
I don't know. Only met him one time, Kirk Cameron. Which wife he had over 700 wives? He probably enjoyed each one of them. I don't know.
Wow, what a piece of shit.
One at a time, but I don't know. The band.
Yeah, fucking right, Kent. Yeah, fucking right. There wasn't no one at a time. That's not how people rolled back then. That ain't how they roll now if they got the opportunity. What the fuck, Kent?
Let's see. What do you think about Israel and videos of their military killing innocent civilians? I think the Hamas started this. They went in, killed a bunch of people.
No, they didn't.
They ran and hid behind the civilians. What would you do?
No, they didn't.
How would you solve this problem?
If this problem was as you described it, and I had, military equipment that was top of the line, much of which donated by the United States, I would use it to actually, not level whole fucking cities, you dumbass. I wouldn't be, having my troops snipe kids for no fucking reason. The IDF are fucking horrible, and Israel needs to cease to be a country insofar as its existence needs to be rejected by all civilized nations, its government and militaries disbanded, the land be restated as Palestine, and a structure like what was there before happen insofar as people were living all right as a nice, healthy mix, and it wasn't an issue. And what about all the cultural stuff? What about things after the fact, like Yad Vashem and the major Holocaust museums and the like? Oh no, it's not like we just erase that stuff. We keep it there. But I mean, Israel as a nation has shown that it is monstrous at this stage. It has become the very evil that it was founded partly as a response to. And much like Nazi Germany ceasing to be, it needs to cease to be. I hope I'm clear on that.
If the Israel doesn't do something, they're going to learn, hey, this works. Let's go do it again. Let's go take more hostages. It worked.
Yes. Who's holding who hostage, Kent?
Lesson, these guys only learn through their nose. My dad would say, some people listen through their ears. Some people listen through their nose. Don't really listen.
Yes. Yes, the children only listen through their nose. The children are terrorists. The children are Hamas, Kent. The hospital staff are Hamas. You fucking piece of shit. Fuck you. Hey, let me say this with the deepest from my core. Kent E. Hovind. Fuck you. The day you cease to breathe, I will celebrate in the same way I will celebrate when the fucking retard in chief, Cheeto Mussolini, equally is stone cold on a table somewhere. Because scum like you does not deserve to live. You do not have not deserved the years you have gotten, compared to, especially when contrasted with the horrific treatment of so many others. Not only under your watch, under your tutelage, but just in general. And I know there is no fairness in life. Shit happens. But certain shit can actively be worked against. You, much like the terrorists that are Israel, much like the fascist monster that is the GOP, that is the MAGA movement, that are most fucking Republicans, need to actively be fought against. It needs to be called out constantly. The lies, the hate, to where all that will exist in the future is a record of you being truly evil. Fuck you, fuck your president, fuck Israel, and fuck anything else aligned with that bullshit. Okay? Are we clear, Kent? I will dance on your grave, old man. Mark my fucking words.
Would you love to get your thoughts on Earth being more like 11 times? No, I disagree completely, Robert, okay? The days cannot be long periods of time. On day 3, he made the plants. On day 4, he made the sun. How long are the plants going to make it with no sun? No, the days are literal 24-hour days. Okay, I disagree. Days like 1,000 years. I think that's referring to the bigger picture, this chart behind me, and the smaller version of it right here. I think God is working on a 7,000-year calendar, and we're right about at the end of 6,000. The creation was 4,000 BC. Jesus came right here on the calendar. We're now in what's called the age of the Gentiles. This little yellow stripe is greatly expanded up here to be the time of tribulation. You can get these charts for $10. It goes along with my book and a video series. I put so many hours into this thing. I didn't like what I found, but that is what the Bible teaches. We're here for this tribulation. So I think that 6 days of creation and 7th day of rest is symbolic of 6,000 years of human existence here and then 1,000 years reign of Christ. Okay?
Yeah, I should stress, even though I shouldn't have to, given the kinds of things I have said, the reactions I've had to things like Holocaust denial and the like, that I absolutely love the Jewish people. But Israel is fucking scum, and Israel is not the Jewish people. And the nation of Israel hides behind the Jewish identity, specifically so they can get a free pass on being monsters. In much the same way, I love Russian culture. I love the Russian people, language, but I hate the government. I hate what the country has been trying to do over the past 20 plus years, especially with Ukraine. There's a lot of countries I hate, but obviously love the fucking people. Because while people can make up a country, the country's government may not necessarily be, and in fact, oftentimes is not the actual will of the people like it should be. Which is why I am a socialist, which is why, depending on how one measures me, I'm up to a narco-communist in some ways. I don't see myself to that degree, but apparently political tests show that I'm pretty on the fucking fringe. Way down there in a nice little corner. But I don't want anyone to ever think that my finally having realized that Israel is run by fucking monsters suddenly means I hate Jewish people. Far from it. Far from it. I shouldn't have to explain that though, but people read too deep into every goddamn thing. Or in the case of morons like this dumbass on screen right here, sipping from a shitty cup, can't read into anything.
Women live longer. Do you think they live longer in Genesis? Could a woman live to be 1,000? The Bible doesn't say. That'd be guesswork.
Do you think Nephilim are alive today?
I don't think so. The Nephilim, if by that you mean the giants, there have been an awful lot of people, evidence of people that are 15 feet tall in the last 400 or 500 years. There's a lot of books on that. LostWorld.com has that up in New York. He just died a couple months ago, but his wife is doing a great job. They have great stuff. Go to the Lost World Museum. They've got a lot of stuff on giant people on the earth.
And let's also be clear, as I'm not going to defend Hamas for a fucking second. They're terrorist pieces of shit too. Fuck them. This is not a situation where you fight fire with fire. And even if it was, this is not the way you do it. But the problem didn't start on October 7th. Don't let the propaganda get to you.
How did we get smaller if Adam and Eve used to be huge?
I think in the new world without the canopy overhead, bigger people simply couldn't survive. Just like bigger dinosaurs couldn't live long enough to reach maturity. So they would die off from the climate change. I think if you you can put a bunch of dogs loose on a certain island where the only ones that survive are small dogs and come back in 10 years and you'll have all small dogs. The island didn't create that. It was already in the gene code. It just selected that. Natural selection works great. It has nothing to do with evolution. Nothing. What's your take on people having experience with a ghost or demons? Don't know. I've heard the stories. I'm busy trying to slay a different dragon. Let somebody handle that one.
Oh yes, Zumi. You shared complete history of the Soviet Union arranged to the melody of Tetris. Yeah, I've been watching that since it was like new. I caught that when it was fresh. A person took Tetris and did a version of it with those lyrics. So yes, we have Kasane Teto saying, "The Fuhrer is dead and Europe is red." In fact, Zumi, I actually made a reference to Complete History of the Soviet Union arranged the melody of Tetris earlier when I said I don't have plenty of gold, but I also don't have to stand in line for a loaf of bread in reference to needing shekels to keep myself fed. So we've come full circle for the stream.
Sabrina, when he made the light, it wasn't the sun yet, though, right? It was just bright like, I don't know. God is light. I think he made the sun later on day 4 purposely so we would know not to worship it. It's important. We got to have it. I'm glad we got up there, but it's not something you worship. So that's probably why God did that.
Fuck you. It's a giant goddamn fusion reaction burning for billions of years. You damn right I'm going to worship that shit. Hey, Kent. Virtually every bit of energy you've ever used in your entire life originates from the sun. If it ain't a god, I don't know what is. Excluding nuclear power and any geothermal processes that have provided you with some kind of energy. Everything is from the sun. The food you eat, all of it, all the energy in it, originally from the sun through photosynthesis. Those processes also, the fossil fuels, all from that. All your hydrocarbons and the like. All of it, buddy boy. Every time you fill up your gas tank, that is really just heavily inefficiently converted fusion power. Think about that. Sorry, I'm just thinking about fusion and smiling because it's fucking fusion, man. This shit's awesome.
Try bromelain for that cough. I've had it for 30 some years. It's phlegm on the uvula. It's from talking too much. When they find my skeleton, they're going to think I was a woman because my TMJ is going to be worn out more. Thessalonians, Paul mentions rapture. Your thoughts on? Yeah, 1 Thessalonians 4. It ties right in with Matthew 24 and Mark 13. Get my chart where I have all the verses about that topic, or my book, What on Earth is About to Happen. Matthew 24.
Yes, that's why he's obsessed with whale penises. You know, people used to be as tall as that. Tall as what? The whale's dick? What?
They asked him, Lord, when are you coming, and what's the sign we watch for? He describes the tribulation.
Oh, don't worry. You'll know.
All the way down to verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, till the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
And yes, this is true. I didn't want to go too deep into it, but even then, nuclear power does come from dead stars. So it's still, in a sense, actually, yeah, it is in a sense concentrated fusion, but at that stage in reverse. Because if you're using fission anyway, you have the super heavy elements. It's crazy. In the end, if you really think about it, all energy is just condensed, converted gravitational potential. When you really boil down to it, that's kind of fucking awesome.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds and hear of heaven with power and great glory, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. Exactly like 1 Thessalonians 4 says, Matthew 24. The rapture comes after the tribulation. Right here. The day of Christ, the sun and moon go dark, the rapture. I got it all on my chart. I put thousands of hours into all this. Like I said, I didn't like what I found, but I'm convinced I got the right.
And Laura, once again, rightfully angered, I should stress, by Kent's misogyny. Fuck your face about women talking more. That's not true. James Dobson made that fucking shit up.
Right sequence there. God bless and keep you. Thank you, Carlos.
What's your take on UFOs and aliens?
There's no question. UFOs are unidentified flying objects. No question. I don't know. As far as aliens, I think Trump has sent most of them back, isn't he?
That's it.
Oh, piss off, Kent.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's another topic. Another time. Okay, thank you so much. Tomorrow night, I still haven't decided, Joseph, which book to take or to have a comment on comment section on Tuesdays. I got a whole lot of books of the Bible I haven't done to yet, and I love reading that book. But we'll surprise you tomorrow night. See you then. Bye.
Go to hell, Kent. Okay, we made it through. That's the end of that. God, seems like the kind of guy who wouldn't warn you when he was about to come. Yeah. Hey, babe, I'll call you sometime. Right? See ya. Hit and run. That'd be Yahweh. Anyway, that was fucking horrible. Made it through Song of Solomon. So, I mean, there's that. Maybe I should, email my ex and try to use some of those lines to woo her back. Oh, I don't know. I really wouldn't, but, it'd be funny. I'm debating when her cat dies, because I took her cat because she didn't want the cat. I'm debating emailing her when the cat dies, almost as just a courtesy rather than as anything else, because it'd be like, hey, your cat is gone. Seeing if she gives a shit, but I don't know. Sorry, my ex was from Church of Christ, actually, so she was a bit deep into this stuff. She got out of it for a while, but then got back in. And so discussing this, and it's like makes me think back to her. Anyway, that's about that. I've got Guild Wars and other shit to do. I will be hanging around the Discord, though, as usual, and all the other places on the World Wide Web of the internet that I tend to inhabit. As always, click links down below or do whatever the internet compels you to do, and I'll catch everyone next time. Yahweh or the highway. Can't you feel a little better? Good. Very good. But all right, I am out of here. Y'all are fucking awesome, as always.